maybe that's just like based on comfort and relationship then.
It might. It might. Speaking of that, this is it's one of the things on my mind that I want to continue to work with you on. As I have mentioned, and this is the other, I think this is the one thing that I've gotten a lot of feedback on for myself, that works well in getting the organization moving. Doesn't matter if I'm talking to Alex Corgett or I'm talking to Tim Nolte or I'm having a conversation with you or I'm talking to Jake or I'm talking to Scott Martin. My interactions are about the same.
Yeah.
So my question for you is, how are you feeling after that conversation? And did it make sense what I asked? Because the feedback, Katrina, is that your interactions with me, and then I watch with your peers, and then I watch with people who are sort of subordinate in the organization, they're different. And I don't want that. And I think you'll get a lot more done if you can meet people where they're at within the organization.
Okay. So okay. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? What is your observation?
Yeah. My observation is this. When you and I have a conversation and we're not necessarily on the same page, you ask some probing questions. You kind of get, we get through again, I'm thinking about the conversation in Chicago, and we get to a point where, we find the collaborative spot, right?
Okay.
That's when you're interacting with your peers, and I will be observing and I'll watch, I feel like you're trying to convince them to, you're selling them on your path. And then the feedback, and I don't get a chance to see this all that often, but some of the feedback coming up is with people in lower level in the organization, it is this is what you're doing or we're doing, and that's it. And I say we're doing that, and Mike says we're doing that. That's the feedback. So the last one, I don't have any visibility to. So I don't know. I'm getting, that's third party.
Yeah.
The second example, I do have observation of. I watch, and that's part of sometimes why people will say, I feel like I'm just like she's going on this monologue. And the first one, I was like, I told you at the end of that conversation in Chicago, I'm like, wow, that was a great exchange. You made me think about these things. I might come back and say, hey, considering that, why don't we do this? But I think there's an opportunity. Now, if you want more specific examples, Katrina, one of the things I'm willing to do is go, hey, Tim Stratman, can you, because I'm going to do this with another member of the team.
Yes.
Can you run 360 and give some feedback to Katrina?
Oh, I think if we can do that and it's within his scope, let's do it. I think that would be great. Yeah. I do feel though, if you're talking about the ELT, I do feel like I really have to sell what I'm doing to justify why I'm doing it, because the responses I get are there's a lot of stone walls that I come across. I mean, like the emails, even just this week when I was trying to find the dates for Francisco Partners, it was just a whole lot of like, sometime in October, like, what the hell are you asking us for? So I do feel as though I have to sell more of why I'm doing it and what I'm trying to do, because the reception I get from the commercial team is often just like, you're wrong, or like, what are you why are you even bothering me?
Right. Okay. So, and this is where I can help. So one, I don't want to get in the middle of, and this, and I've told other members, I don't want to get in the middle of individual, like, I have, everybody needs to figure out how to get a level of respect and ability to work together. I don't want to get in that. But moving things along, that are important to the organization, that I can help you with. So now this is part of SBI. So one, everybody in the organization at SBI is kind of like, okay, I'm going to give you the skeptical other point of view.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a conversation about that. And that's a little bit about the culture. Some don't know how to work with marketing and how to leverage marketing. Email, it's a shitty way to work at SBI. It just doesn't work. So if you call up Eric Estrella, hey, Eric, here's why I'm asking about the Francisco Partners thing. What we did with Thoma Bravo on the after stuff was really, really effective. So what I'd like to do is work with you on, hey, what are the things that marketing can help with from a follow-up standpoint? And, do we put a nice bow around some things that we send out to the people? So I want to make sure we're planning for that. And having a voice conversation with people is a lot easier. Email. That is exactly why, Katrina, I batch my email, because on a day-to-day basis, anything that anybody sends at SBI via email is not really that important. And there's so much volume, especially with the commercial team, because now they're getting emails from their team, from the client, everything else. So the internal stuff, they're like, I just want to get this over with as quickly as possible. So that's a recommendation, is just you pick up the phone and you call Eric, or you send him a text and say, hey, let's have a 5-minute conversation. I just want to brief you on why I'm asking about Francisco Partners and how I can help.
Yeah.
It's a mode of work at SBI. Like yesterday, I'll just, I can look at, I think Gru called me like 3 times yesterday, and it was all little shit. And if I don't have time, I'll send a message back. Hey, is it urgent right now? Can I call you later? And, he sent a message back on one of them, not urgent at all. I left you a voicemail, just listen to the So that's a kind of how to get things done at SBI, is people like to have the conversation via phone.
Okay. All right. I'm going to do more of that.
And then when there's something that you and I feel is important, and you're going down the path to carry that out, and you get a level of resistance, that's when you can come back. You don't have to use my name, and that doesn't go over well with people, because people they'll debate with me all day long as well. Hey, I'm not sure the group is capturing the importance of this or the direction we're going. Can you help me kind of frame this up with them, or give me some feedback? This is that point, Katrina. So November will be a year that you've been here.
Yeah.
And I think October was kind of a starting point.
Yeah.
This is about the time where everybody, especially on the executive team, is like, I understand my role in the organization. I'm getting my feet underneath me and I'm getting my team, but getting stuff done at SBI is still a challenge. And that is even for me, after in the CEO seat, where I can pretty much tell anybody to do what I want. Yes. 3.5 years in, I'm like, geez, I'm having trouble getting this done. And then I take a deep breath and think about what are some different paths to do that. It is just it's a strong-headed, smart group of people where we question everything. And I don't want to remove that from the culture.
Yeah.
But you are at that point where you've kind of got your team clarity on what, the mission is and what you need to do. And you're really getting, like the content is great. Tim Stratman was talking to me yesterday. He's like, I read all the stuff that comes out, and he's like, I know some of the stuff is written by Katrina that comes under your name. And he said, even Jennifer, I don't remember what it was, his wife commented, wow, this is really good stuff coming out of SBI. So I think you've got that part. Now it is, how do you get things done and pull the team closer to you so that they want to do it, and they have clarity on why we're doing this, because this is education. We have not done good marketing in the past.
Okay. I think the junior comment, I don't interact with very many junior people. I don't consider anyone that I work with very junior, except for Kate. So are there other people in the organization that I'm interacting with?
Katrina, anybody, you're on the executive leadership team. Anybody below the executive leadership team is going to feel like if Katrina comes at me or is prescriptive, like, feel like I need to do that
Okay.
because